Good evening. A £20,000 reward has been offered after more than 100 priceless trophies were stolen from a museum in Solihull. The break-in at the National Motorcycle Museum is believed to have happened at around about this time last night. Nancy Cole reports.
Amid the shattered glass, just a few trophies remain. The emptied cabinets show the full extent of how much was taken. It was just before 11 o'clock last night. Thieves broke into the National Motorcycle Museum in Solihull, targeting the back door of the inner foyer. They didn't touch the bikes, instead going straight to where the historic silverware was on show.
It's the museum's 30th anniversary this year, and a lot of people, a lot of the staff, have worked here for 30 years. Nothing like this has ever happened. We've never had a break-in like this, and we've had staff in tears this morning.
These are similar to some of the items that have been taken, dating back to the 1920s from historic Grand Prix and TT races on the Isle of Man. Museum staff are using what's been left to put together a catalogue of items missing. The value of those thought to be tens of thousands of pounds, but their sporting importance priceless. Many loaned to the museum by leading figures in motorsport.
If the people who had donated these thought they were going to be at risk, then I think it would be really sad for them, definitely, to know that they've gone. They are items that are highly important, really, to enthusiasts and far more valuable to that market than the value of the silver alone.
Because of the specialist nature of the artefacts, it's unlikely they'll be easily sold on. The fear is they could end up destroyed.
In terms of the meltdown value, the scrap value, if you like, relatively meaningless, probably a few £100, because they weren't all silver. They were nickel plate, they were silver plate. But in terms of the historical significance, they're priceless, absolutely priceless, and that's why we're prepared to offer a reward of £20,000 for their safe recovery.
Anyone with information is being asked to contact West Midlands Police. Nancy Cole, ITV News, Solihull.
2 men have been arrested by police after the body of a man was found in Stoke-on-Trent. Officers were called to an area of woodland off Whittle Road in Mere, close to football fields, by a member of the public this morning. The scene remains cordoned off as investigation work continues. A 26-year-old and a 41-year-old are being questioned in connection with the death. Police have renewed appeals for the public to help them identify would-be terrorists from the West Midlands who are planning to travel to Syria and Iraq. It comes as one of Britain's most senior counter-terrorism officers revealed there had been a 5-fold increase in the number of Syria-related investigations, both in this region and London. Officers say they need family members to alert them of anyone showing signs of radicalisation. They add many youngsters who are suspected of travelling to conflict zones have no previous links to extremist groups.
We are concerned about the number of individuals that are travelling overseas and getting involved in conflict over there, in some cases with the Islamic State. And that reminder to communities about what they can do to help us to slow that down. Come to us much sooner if they've got concerns, and allow us to use some of those powers available to us to prevent travel.
A fashion student from Leicester who had to have part of her leg amputated after being involved in a crash in New York is setting up a charity to help other amputees. Sian Green underwent weeks of painful surgery after being hit by a taxi a year ago. Now she has a prosthetic limb and is planning for the future. Our correspondent Alison Mackenzie reports.
There was a plump.
Smiling and relaxed on ITV's Lorraine show today, Sian Green from Leicester has had quite a year. She lost her leg a year ago on holiday after a New York taxicab swerved and mounted the pavement. Sian took the full force. Luckily, passers-by helped with emergency tourniquet to stem the bleeding.
So I just grabbed my belt, went over, lifted her up, put it on, held it. Another girl came over, grabbed a dog leash from a passerby and held the other leg until Dr. Oz came over, said we were doing good. I lost my belt, so no big deal.
I've
managed to catch up, finish my second year.
She's resumed her fashion course at De Montfort University and is looking to the future.
And what you've been through has given you a different perspective on fashion, hasn't it? You're actually thinking you might look at clothes for people with prosthetic limbs.
Yeah, because it's so limited. Like, I can't wear skinny jeans. I can't living in leggings. I can't. It is really limited. So I'd love to research it more to see what I can do.
She's also planning to set up a charity.
Obviously, it's so close to my heart. I really want to set it up within the next few months. And the main aim is to provide amputees with specialist care.
Other plans? Well, the small mat of her engagement to boyfriend William.
Something very exciting to put you, because presumably he's been through it all with you as well.
He has. He's been so supportive, along with his family as well. It's just amazing.
An amazing journey for a woman with much to live for. Alison Mackenzie, ITV News.
A charity that's helped hundreds of young people in Coventry, Warwickshire and Solihull is celebrating its 60th birthday. WayC is now linked to more than 100 youth groups in the area. Keith Wilkinson went along to the birthday party.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear WayC. Happy birthday to you.
For 6 decades now, young people like Manpreet Sahota have been helped by the Warwickshire Association of Youth Clubs.
I was pretty in low place at the time, and the guys at WayC picked me up and give me the confidence to say that, yeah, you can achieve, and that's what I've done, so much credit goes to them. They've helped me different projects such as leadership course. I was low on confidence, so since then just gathered so much confidence from doing it.
Jake Salisbury and his friend Matthew Taylor have had help start off their own gardening business.
If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have all the money or equipment. They've helped us with grants and loans. And
do you think you're going to get on well with this business?
Well, so far it's on all right, yeah.
Hannah Fletcher was a young mum living in a hostel. She says the charity helped her build her confidence. She's now got a degree and is a community centre manager.
They were a massive help because they got me in touch with a lot of other young mothers and mothers, so that we were able to do activities and residentials, play dates together.
Well, I hope it's given them a lot of enjoyment. I hope they've learnt a lot. I hope they've learnt to coordinate with other people. I think and hope it's given them a lot of confidence, which is half the things that the young need, so they can go forward. And I hope they've learnt as well things which they wouldn't have had a chance to do otherwise.
60 years on, the organisation now support 140 youth groups, and in the build-up to their Diamond Jubilee, worked with almost 600 young people. Keith Wilkinson, ITV News.
And a farm in Staffordshire has broken the world record for the number of scarecrows gathered in one place. The National Forest Adventure Farm now have almost 3,500 of them, including some with celebrity faces. These are in their fields in Burton-upon-Trent. Visitors have been helping staff to create the collection all summer, but the record breakers have told us they've got no plans to stop collecting them just yet.
We went past the world record this morning when we lifted our very special Scarecrow Big Ernie into place. So we've gone past it now and we're still producing scarecrows, and we're going to go on producing scarecrows until the end of the summer season, which is the 7th of September.
So big news from Leicester City to come, but right now let's get the weather forecast with Janelle Aldred.
Hello, it's a dry and a mild night to come, and there will be some patchy cloud around too, but what we're expecting to see is a few clear skies in between that cloud, lows of around 12 Celsius, mainly dry, but there could still be the odd shower lingering on, but for most of us it is going to be a dry night. Into tomorrow morning, that patchy cloud remaining. In fact, it will increase as we go through the day tomorrow, as will the breeze increase too. Sunshine, not the most of it around, as we haven't seen all through August as well. Highs of 17 Celsius tomorrow. As as I mentioned, that breeze increasing. But next week, well, that's when we're going to see an improvement in the weather. From Sunday, we'll see some drier, more settled weather, a bit more in the way of brightness. And next week, the temperatures should begin to rise just a touch, feeling a bit more like summer. But tonight, well, it's dry and it's mild with patchy cloud, lows of 12. Good night.
Now, just before we go, can I suggest if you're a football fan or indeed a Leicester City fan, head to our website, itv.com/central. Big news of a big signing. Esteban Cambiaso, 34-year-old midfielder, Argentinian, played for Inter Milan, Real Madrid, one of the most highly regarded players in the world, has signed for Leicester City. Let's see if at age 34 he can still work his magic. That is it from us for now, though. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.